Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it's so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
Arr, me laddies. Look at this hat. Man, it is full on Gasparilla, bro. It is full on Gasparilla Stadium Series, Lightning hockey. Get the F out of here. There is a party going on in Tampa. Timmy, I cannot believe a man of your hearty partying character cannot be here right now because you're locked in your ice dungeon in
Day
Dallas.
Day five of being locked in my house.
Dungeon in Dallas. And today I'm doing an international broadcast globally with a a fabulous hat on.
Wow.
A feather in my cap. That's right. I have a feather in my cap today, my friend. And Gasparilla is on. And we've got the greatest hockey team ever in the world, ever.
Right now, yeah.
And, yeah. Everybody, I'm driving in this morning, my friend. And if you drive through South Tampa, and I live like a couple of blocks off of Bayshore, it looks like a leftist protest is coming soon. There's absolutely fences everywhere, absolutely everywhere, and because everybody has to protect their property, and all the big houses and everything, but all the hotels, everything has fencing up everywhere, and people are already out this morning partying. Like I'm driving down South Howard, and there's people out for the daily eats, drinking, people in sparkly clothes, everybody's dressed up. It's gonna be freezing. So so many of the lovely ladies out there who had wonderful outfits planned have to go back to the drawing board because it's gonna be like feels like of about 18 on Saturday morning. But that's okay. That's okay. We're hardy. Me's hardy. We know how to party, so we're gonna do it. Anyway, welcome into the show. I can't wear this thing but by the way, look at that thing.
You didn't even make it to the first break.
It's kind of heavy and I'm sweating and
it makes me look bad, so definitely take it off. Yeah, we don't need that.
All right, stand by.
We don't need me.
That's enough.
While you're switching over there, I'll address JS813 guy. Can Senor Hamm generate an AI image of JP, Timm, and Nick as pirates? So JS813 guy, I've done this previously for JP. Here's our JP pirate with the Bucs flag. This is an old
JP
one.
Burgundy one though. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll pull that one up too. And then
that
I
one's
had one of
the internet by storm.
One of JP and Nick here that I used as one of their show cards.
And that looks nothing like Nick. That looks like some actor.
I can see it. I can see Nick.
No, nothing like Nick whatsoever. And that doesn't even look like me, but whatever.
Looks like you when you got to go to the bathroom really, really bad and there's nowhere to go.
I'm grunting one out right there, no doubt. A night of drinking. I gotta get this out. We have some other festivities from last night. We have the great John Franzone, producer extraordinaire of the Lightning game production, says, hey, the NHL wants you to do a Lightning Hockey Night Live. And we're going to record it after the game tonight, after we get because we need all the updated stats for the pregame show for Boston and Tampa Bay. So we'll come back in after the postgame show and we'll do it. I'm like, okay, cool. We're in full pirate regalia, the whole nine. And like, yeah, they want that. They want that. They want the whole nine. I said, okay, we can do that. We can do that. So we came back last night and did a Hockey Night Live. I think that's the middle one. If you want to throw that one up there.
Yep. Got it.
And a hearty.
Ahoy, mateys and all you scallywags. Happy Gasparilla and Sunday Stadium Series. Sally.
That was pretty good.
Hey, not bad. My accent was a little off last night. It wasn't my normal. I don't know. I'm slipping a little bit. But anyway, it was super fun. Everybody's like, is your voice all right? I'm like, it doesn't hurt me when I do that. It doesn't hurt my voice at all. I have a naturally gravelly voice. It doesn't hurt it at all. So super fun last night. And what a game. The Lightning are now 16-1-1, Timmy, since like December 8th. 16-1-1, 11-1-1 in January. Their power play in the last month and a half has gone from the bottom of the league to, I think, a 12th now. And then the last month, They're clicking at 35%. 35% since Darren Radish in his 98-mile-an-hour blast, which he had another one last night on the power play. Cooch he kept his point streak going with a couple of points. I mean, this team is a wagon right now. And Hedman may be back for Sunday's Stadium Series game. McDonough came back last night. Braden Point will be back probably after the Olympics. Not sure if he's going to be able to play in the Olympics, but this team is just absolutely rolling right now. And it's, so much of it is just about, keeping it simple. They're defending so well. Last night, Winnipeg team that has been hot lately. They're kind of more like the President's Trophy team that we saw last year. Hellebuck was in net last night. I think they were 6-3-1 in their last 10 after going. They had a horrible spell in the kind of middle part of the season where I think they went 6-19. I mean,
we decided yesterday with Brian Bradley on their 30 games out of first place in the division.
Yeah, I mean, it's just brutal. But that's because Colorado's is freaking running away.
Correct.
But last night, they've played much better as of late. But the Lightning still locked them down. And then in the third period, they got 4 shots on goal, while the Lightning had 16. You want to talk about closing out a game, Timmy? And not sitting back and closing out a game, but getting after it, getting and playing in their zone, constant pressure, forecheck, can't even get out of their zone. I mean, they're down 2 goals most of the third period. They should be pressing, and they just can't even get out of their zone. And it's just constant attack by the Lightning, but responsible attack, not leaving their back end open because, you never want to leave your back end open.
Never leave your back end open.
No. Especially at Gasparilla because there's booty hunters out there.
Learn that lesson the hard way.
That's a podcast for another time. So they're playing fantastic hockey, and when these guys come back, there's no way you can continue 16-1-1. So when you get Braden Point and Hedman back, one Hall of Famer, another one borderline, you're a 50-goal scorer. You're like, don't screw this up. Because that's where we're at right now. But you've built depth. And I said this last night on our very popular postgame show with Brian Engblom, the Chief, and the great Greg Rinelli. This team, when you look at this team from the beginning of the season, I mean, obviously a super slow start, but it's more than that. They have evolved. And Brady used to talk about this all the time about, you start the season as a team, and if you're doing things right, you evolve into a much better team. And it's who you are in the NFL terms at Thanksgiving and moving forward that is important. It's not how you start the season because you have to adjust. You have to adjust to injuries. You have to adjust what the league is doing to you. Every week is new, but every season is new, obviously, as well. So your schemes have to adjust. And obviously, we've seen Todd Bowles really struggle with that. So this Lightning team has adjusted. I mean, Darren Radish wasn't even playing in the first month of the season. He was a healthy scratch. He now has 15 goals. He came into this season with 12 goals in his entire career. Now, that's 180-some games that was, but still 15 goals. And now 47 points, 6th among defensemen. He'll get some Norris Trophy votes, which is insane for a guy that was a healthy scratch for the first part of the season. Unbelievable. And, and what changed? He went and told the coaches, play me. Let me show you what I can do. And it's just getting that playing time. And now he's getting power play time and has become an absolutely lethal shot, that 98-mile-an-hour shot of his. And it's a right-handed shot, so it's much easier for Kucherov to set him up. So that Stammer situation, you saw this the other night, and we saw it again last night in some form. But the other night, as he kind of faded to the left, Kucherov kind of came to the point, set up the ankle. He moved down between the circles and absolutely blasted one at 92. That the goalie had no chance. No chance. Last night's shot was at 98. No chance. And so he's becoming a threat on the power play, which is now opening it up for everybody else. And their power play is clicking at 35%, which is insane. So, and he's playing really good defense, which was kind of a liability for him. So he's playing simple and he's playing really good defense. And JJ Moser, I think, it gave up the first goal that he's been on the ice for just the other day. You can't score when he's on the ice. So defense and Vasi. Oh, there's this guy in the back called Andre Vasilevsky, the big cat, El Gato Grande.
Who's that guy?
He is absolutely back to post back surgery. His post back surgery, he's back to his Vezina form of 2019 and the Cups. He is just an absolute wall right now, and he's playing in such control. There was another breakaway last night. Last two games, there have been key moments where there have been breakaways in a two-goal or one-goal game. And he's just so calm in the net, just flicking away the shots, just flicking them away. There was a 2-on-1 last night. It was, where you just see it opening up, right? And you're like, oh, shit. This is back of the net. He's got no chance. And here he comes across the crease, making a great save with his skate. He's just impenetrable right now. And Radish had a great moment last night defensively where he's back on a 2-on-1 and he goes immediately 2-on-1. He goes immediately to the guy on the right side and leaves the puck carrier for Vasilevsky. And he declares early, it's you one-on-one with Vasi. And of course, when you do that and he's coming down the right wing, he's only got half the net to shoot at, really. And Vasi's out on him. And it's a breakaway. It's a 2-on-1, but it's absolutely, totally controlled. There's no way they were going to score on that. Great defending, great goaltending. So, they are just playing at such a high level right now, and you hate to take an Olympic break, but in the end, it'll give our Russian guys a long break because they're not allowed to play hockey.
Well, and by your Russian guys, you mean maybe the number one guy that matters the most in Vasilevsky, who probably needs a break right now.
Yeah, and he's, with Johansson playing more this year, he's been much more able to take breaks. Now, he'll probably play every game leading up to it, right? He'll start the Stadium Series, and they got 2 days off for Buffalo, and then they finish with the Panthers, and then the break. So he'll probably play every game you want him to, just munching points. And, it's a good situation right now. And he'll get a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, which will be great for him. Kucherov will get the time off, but he'll be right back on the ice the next day. Yeah. That's just what he does. So it's good. It's so fun to watch this team. And last night, you talk about sports as entertainment, right, Timmy? Last night in the arena, it was, we do such a great job. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the production staff. All these graphics. I wish you could see the detail of which they go. Every headshot, every player headshot is AI dressed in pirate. Every graphic is all, pirate font, everything. Everything we do is completely themed. Everything. And then, all the intermission things are tiered towards Gasparilla, historical, graphics on the screen about Gasparilla. And it's just such a party atmosphere. Everybody's having a good time. And then the team goes out and plays like that. And it's just, it's fantastic. So that's what entertainment is all about. That's, to me, what sports entertainment is all about. And we're going to take it to a 70,000 level on Sunday. Now, unfortunately, if there's one thing, and I totally understand this, I'm not bitching about this at all, but as a member of the Lightning Vision team that has won the Stanley for best game production, I would have liked if we had a little bit more latitude in producing the game there, because I think we would have,
you crushed it.
We could have really do something. Not to say what the NHL is doing is not freaking unbelievable. They have leaned into this in an incredible way with the ice and the treasure map and the bringing in ships and floats, and are already having our pirate ship. Yeah. And here's a couple of nuggets for you that nobody else will tell you. And I wish I could tell you everything, folks. I wish I could tell you everything, because it's going to be there's so many little Easter eggs that are going to happen during this thing. So my good friend David Kahn, who dresses all the coaches, does all the tailored suits. We've had him on the show before. He's the local guy that customizes the suits for all the players here, the Bucs and the Lightning and all the coaches. So he's specially made themed suits for the coaches. And Cooper even said last night, he goes, I had this suit planned for being on the bench, and the weather might, they might have to wear an overcoat to hide it. But
wow,
their themed suits are going to be awesome. You're going to freaking love these things. So that's cool. They're going to be all dressed up. And then they're using the Bucs locker room. So the Lightning have locker room. And I can't tell you what they're going to be, but they're going to marry the Bucs Lightning stuff in an incredible way. So what they're wearing pregame, you'll want to be there for that as well. So do not get there late.
I can't believe I'm missing this.
You got to experience everything. They're going to have Low Cash, which is a great country duo, by the way. Really, really good. fantastic performers. They're going to be out there's going to be a fan fest in the parking lot. So I would say, you got to be in your seat by 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Do not be. So get there, 4 o'clock, 3:30, 3 o'clock. Go to the fan fest. The Stanley Cup is going to be there. You can get a picture with the Stanley Cup. Obviously, the lines are going to be long, but you can get a picture with the Stanley Cup. Low Cash is performing. You can have tons of vendors out there, tons of cool stuff to do. So get there early, get your parking done, get on over to the fan fest, and just really enjoy the whole thing. And then get in, don't stand in line all night long to get your tickets done. So I would suggest going in early and just walking around the stadium. Just walk around. You could walk around the stadium. There's a walkway, even if you're sitting in the upper deck. Tickets for the upper deck. There's a 360-degree walkway that you can go through over by the pirate ship, the stationary one. There'll be other stuff as well for pictures and everything else. So it is going to be in and of itself just the most amazing spectacle. And then, they're going to play a hockey game against the Bruins, which is always fun. And it's going to be great. Every little thing that they're doing is special, and you want to be there for it and check it out and experience. And then the graphics, the videos that we're going to do, including Hockey Night Live. You don't want to miss that. Absolutely. But the other videos that we've put together are just so fun. So get there early. By the way, Greg Wolf is going to join us, in-game host, the king of entertainment here. And so he's going to join us at 11:15 or after his orthodontics appointment, hopefully with a numb mouth. And he speaking like, when you come from the dentist, that'll be fun.
Love
and
that.
Erik Erlendsson is going to join us at 11:30 to talk the hockey side of all this stuff. So we got it all covered today.
So
and we're going to have a lot of fun.
I don't know if you noticed last night, but history was made, JP, in the Red Wings Capitals game.
I'm so I'll be honest with you. I've been so dialed into what's going on here. I have no idea
now
what's going on outside our walls.
We now have a new all-time American-born points leader in the NHL. As Patrick Kane scored his 1,375th point on a goal in the second period against the Caps last night at Little Caesars Arena to pass one Mike Modano for the NHL record among U.S.-born players.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I did not know that.
Ironically, playing for the Red Wings, Patrick Kane, of course, finishing
adding
his
my
career
extra
with
camera here so you can see it.
Finishing with the Red Wings, where Mike Modano finished his career with the Red Wings, obviously. So sad news in Dallas, but good for Patrick Kane. Brett Hull, by the way, still the greatest American-born goal scorer of all time. At 741 goals. He is almost 200 ahead of Modano. Nobody will catch him. So, just a little NHL tidbit there. America.
Hockey
go
history,
America.
That's good stuff. America. Yeah, and boy, I'm getting ramped up for the Olympics now, too. Have you seen the John Hamm commercials that they –
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Lord, please bring us a USA-Canada final. Can you imagine, especially what's going on now politically, we need to have Trump sitting right next to
you're going to make me do what I had to do in the freaking Four Nations Cup, aren't you? You're going to make me pick. I'm going to pick Canada every time. I'm cheering for Canada.
You could be Canada. Well, I'll be USA and we'll have a blast.
I don't have an Olympic Braden Point jersey to wear because there's not one.
Yeah. There's not?
I don't know. Is there? I'm sure they didn't make one. I don't think
there should be.
This year.
There should be.
Well, then I'm going to wear one. Or if not, I'll wear my Braden Point Four Nations sweater.
That'll work. I mean, it's probably going to be very close to the same thing. So,
yeah.
All right. Let's get to
by
the
way.
Bucs.
By the way, as a tease, yes, we're getting to Bucs, right?
Yeah.
I have some very timely Todd Bowles stuff we need to discuss here. I was going to ask you when we were getting into Bucs because we don't ever talk about stuff like that ahead of the show.
Why would we? We want everything to be spontaneous. That's what
it is. Best. Unscripted and off the cuff.
Producing on the air. It's absolutely fabulous. I think nobody does it better than we do. We plan on not planning.
Yeah. And it works well for us.
I think it is. I think it's working well. Yeah. So yesterday, I don't know who's. I don't even want to give them a whole lot of run anyway. So Terry, I don't know who it was, but somebody came out and said league sources tell me that Mike Evans is leaving Tampa Bay. Better than 50-50 shot that he leaves Tampa Bay and goes to a contender. Wait a minute, we're not a contender now. No, we're not even a contender. Come on, get out of here.
No.
So right there, it's kind of a little bit weird. I understand there's a tier above the Buccaneers. I'm not being an idiot here, but I mean, we're not a contender. These two teams that are in the Super Bowl, by the way, 60-1 odds before the season started. So get out of here with that. The Bucs had higher odds, I think, than both of these teams.
Probably.
So let's just not be silly. So so everybody goes nuts on this here. Oh my God, Mike Evans is leaving, blah, 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 blah. So timely enough, Baker goes on Rondé Barber's show on Wednesday, and Rondé asked him about this, and he said, no, man. Listen, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing here. He said, I don't know if he's coming back. It's his decision, obviously, but it just feels like to me, knowing who Mike is as a competitor, knowing how much Mike loves Tampa Bay, knowing how Mike does not want to go out with an injury-riddled non-1,000-yard season. That's just not the way he is. He's obviously got still a ton left in the tank. That he thinks he's definitely going to play. He thinks he's going to play. But he also thinks he's going to play here. Now, I've also heard there's some local hosts here throwing out this theory that Mike doesn't like playing with Baker. I'm like, and this is, a dude that when Baker came here thought he was going to be trash and trashed him and was wrong again. So I get, seeing an opening, trying to take it. That is completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, look, as a guy who thrives on putting my personal narrative above things that really matter in sports, that's ridiculous.
And the truth.
And the truth. I can say that. That is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. He loves Baker, and Baker loves him. What do you want? People are like, oh, he's going to go to Houston. Oh, CJ Stroud over Baker?
Oh, my gosh.
Really? Get out of here.
Watch CJ Stroud play football this year?
Now, he's also been rumored to go to Kansas City. So that guy's pretty good. He's better than Baker.
Yeah, they need a wide receiver, too.
Yeah, they do. And they'll probably press hard for him. And I'm not saying Mike's definitely not leaving. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what Baker thinks. And Baker thinks that he's coming back and will play in Tampa. And listen, I can't even imagine how tempting it is, especially after this season, and especially with Todd Bowles coming back as the head coach. I can imagine that might bother Mike Evans. He would never say it publicly, but we saw him walking off the field going 3rd and 28. 3rd and 28. He was not happy with the defense against Atlanta when we give up a 3rd and 28 and a 4th and 14. Against the defense that was completely predictable. And if Zach Robinson was being honest at the press conference, he would have told you that. Oh, yeah, we knew they were going to run that defense. There was a honey hole right there. That was easy. 4th and 14, easy. We knew where that. We had two things. We were either going to go over the corner or dump it down to Bijan Robinson in the flat one-on-one with the corner with Vildor. Wonder how that was going to end. You'd be happy that he didn't dump it down to Bijan because he would have just taken it in for the touchdown. They only got 18 yards instead of a touchdown. But I digress. I think if Mike, comes back, he's going to be tempted to go play in Kansas City. Who wouldn't be? I want to go play with Patrick Mahomes the last couple of years of who wouldn't? I get that. So the Bucs will have to do some work. There's no question about it. They'll have to do some work to get him back. But I think in the end, it'll probably be the same thing that happened last time. His wife's going to say, the hell no, we ain't leaving.
Let me ask you this, JP, in your professional connected opinion, do you think Bowles being here still and the coaching uncertainty and the fiasco that the Bucs front office is right now has any effect negatively on Mike Evans' decision if he's going to come back or not?
Well, if we're being realistic, you'd have to say yes. I'd like to say no, but I'd have to say yes. Just looking at his body language, Yeah, I think Zach Robinson coming in as the coordinator is a real positive. And Zach didn't want to give up anything about Mike Evans, really, which is, smart. They're not supposed to be talking to the players anyway. So I just, again, go look what he did with Drake London. Okay. And I asked him that at the press conference. And then, looking at the pieces that you have here, and he said, yeah, I mean, well, just go look at what Drake and Kyle Pitts did this year. Yeah. And that's working with two totally different quarterbacks in kind of a dysfunctional system. So I think if Mike's honest, this offense is definitely going to open up. No question. If Todd Bowles leaves it alone, I could see this. And Baker said that during his interview with Rondé. It was another thing I think was really the headline is he just said, we got to be more aggressive as an offensive team. We have to attack more. And I totally agree with that. Liam was constantly on the attack. Grizzard, not so much. It was much more, I think, trying to be balanced in the run game, and you know where that came from. And if you've got these type of receivers and a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, get him out on the edges in the bootlegs. And I asked Zach about that too, and he definitely we played that bit the other day, and he lit up when I started talking about that because he knows Baker in his wide stretch system to get him out on the boot and the naked that's his game. That is Baker's game. You're playing to his strengths. And with these receivers, I'm excited about that. And I think Mike would be as well. Yeah. Would you rather play with Patrick Mahomes than Baker Mayfield? Sure. Of course you would. Of course you would. But you got to move to Kansas City. You got to play in the cold half the season. You got to uproot your family. You got to do all that. And you're not going to listen. Is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer and a Ring of Honor member here in the Buccaneers, no matter what he does, no matter where he goes? Absolutely. His legacy here is cemented. But I'm just here to tell you, Derek Brooks and Ronde Barber are just seen differently than John Lynch and Warren Sapp, I think. And not because either one of those guys wanted to go play someplace else. They just did. They both wanted to stay here, but they didn't. Ronde, they were trying to push him out the door, and he had opportunities to go, but he didn't. He stayed here. So I just think there's a little difference when you play your entire career with one team. And I think that matters to Mike. And his relationships with the organization, his wife's relationship with the organization, his family, his foundation, all of that comes into play with Mike. It's not just about football. He's not just about football. He's about so much more than that. And I think when he factors everything in, is it a notch below playing with the Chiefs? Yeah. Let's not forget the Chiefs are on the way down. And it's Patrick Mahomes is a great player. There's no question about it, but everything has a shelf life in this league. And I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is taking a downturn, but how long is Andy Reid going to be there? That they kind of came back to earth last year. Now they could rebound. Absolutely they could, but it's not the wagon it used to be. Let's just be honest about that. So you're not going there and automatically winning a Super Bowl like maybe you could have said 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
Fair? Right. So both teams missed the playoffs. Where do you go from here? I'm not saying again that it's 100% that Mike's staying, but I'm also saying there's a lot to keep him here. There's a lot to keep him here. And I would, if I'm a betting man, I would bet that he stays and probably signs another 2-year contract.
Yeah.
That's my gut feeling. That's what I would bet on. So we'll see.
And that might be it for him, by the way, those last 2 years. Might be the last 2 years you get based on age and injuries and, Yeah.
That would put him at, 15 seasons and 34, 35 years old, which is about, where what if Fitz played till 38?
Yeah.
Gerald, I think he played till 30. He stuck around a long time. I kind of feel like those
Jerry Rice played
into
his 40s, right?
I know,
he was just a freak, though.
Insane, right? No, he could probably still play.
Yeah. Better than his kid.
Yeah. Yep. JS813 says, happy Gasparilla Eve to plundering Peterson, Captain Ironhammer, and all the dastardly pillaging Petermans. Well
Good
said.
one, Good one.
Well said. The scallywags at the TBT are at it again. Always negative, hardly a factual group be they. Well said. He continues. Thankfully, Outlaw Orestes is in our crew. Best navigator I've ever seen. Yeah,
he was on point today.
He is. You're gonna have to write the next Lightning Hockey Night Live, brother. Come on. Come on. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah, listen, there's another. I didn't even bother to read it today. You know, this guy, John Hill, who's a columnist, is just the most curmudgeon, hates Tampa, St. Pete, just so totally against this. And they're going to keep spewing out negative columns. I don't know what. Well, I do know. We've discussed what their agenda is, and it is what it is. Just stop reading it. You know, I'm like, it gives us some fodder for the show, but I'm like so over it. I mean, what pisses me off though, Timmy, is we should be like here in Tampa celebrating this opportunity with the Rays. Like we should be like, oh man, I can't wait to see the renderings, which hopefully will be coming next week. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to get into how much we'll get this deal done financially. We got to figure it out. But man, I'm excited to have the Rays in Tampa finally and get here in 29. We'll have the World Baseball Classic. We'll have this great sports complex next to each other. Man, this is going to be should be the vibe in this town right now. But instead we got, Charlie Miranda out there. They're going to pay for the whole thing by themselves. These dinosaurs that, and I don't want to dump on Charlie because I love Charlie and he's been around here forever. But I think he needs to, take a deep breath, Charlie, and let's wait to see what the deal looks like. This could be an amazing thing for Tampa Bay. And to just go out there and start yelling and screaming about money going to billionaires before you've even seen what the deal is kind of silly. And I understand it politically. You want to be that guy. But let's, for the rest of us who live here in Tampa Bay, that maybe want to wait and see what the deal is and maybe it can make this a better place to live. Can we not just wait to see what the deal is before you completely trash it?
It's not how people work, JP.
But it's like we're all, and that's all you see is people trashing it. And so if you want an optimistic view of what could be and what I think is going to happen, go listen to the Big O show that we did on Tuesday or yesterday. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And it's very, and it's not pie in the sky. It's what these guys should be doing. I want to take a break and I want to come back and I just want to touch on a little bit of what we said yesterday. I want to get to all your comments as well. And we got our guests coming up. 11:15, Greg Wolf will join us, internationally known in-game host for the Tampa Bay Lightning, the best in the business. And he's coming out of anesthesia from a dentist appointment, so he'll be even better. And then Erik Erlendsson is going to join us as well to talk a little hockey. So we got it all covered for you here on the JP Peterson Show. Thanks to the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. By the way, in January, they have donated a portion of every sale and lease car to USF Women's Soccer. They are really, really big on promoting women's athletics, and they're starting with USF Women's Soccer. So another great thing that they're doing in the community. You can also win a gas card for a year, $200 up to $2,500 if you just go in there and do a test drive. Check out these fabulous vehicles, the best in technology and luxury and value. Incredible value with these cars. Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. Right off of 275. Back in 3 with your amazing, pithy, brilliant comments. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to FanStreamSports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. FanStreamSports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, FanStreamSports.com.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. It's getting a little toasty in here. I need to take my sweater off. Going to be 66 and sunny for today's Gasparilla Pirate Fest golf tournament at Palmacia.
That sounds perfect.
So while you're stuck in there, iced over, I'll be playing golf.
Nice.
Brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, who are putting together an incredible Super Bowl party. You will want to get your reservations in for this, folks. And so if you don't want to spend $250 at some other preppy sports bar, which you're going to get crappy food and an attitude from the guy behind the bar, go to Riveters, where the staff is fantastic. We love the ladies over there. And they do a great job, and they're going to make you have a great Super Bowl, and they're going to give you the best food, the best fresh food, the hazy IPA that they make right there on their microbrews. They have a sour as well, a light lager that's fantastic. They even have a seltzer they make right there as well. So Riveters is what it's all about, folks. The best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, without question. Indoor, outdoor, take your pick. They have it all. It's a really cool place and great quality as well. Riveters, Tampa. Which, by the way, will be your official Rays watch parties spot coming up. So if you can't make it over to the Trop, you go over to Riveters and watch baseball, which is coming up, man. Spring training in less than 2 weeks, dog. How about that?
That's what I hear. Pitchers and catchers reporting.
Why do the pitchers and catchers have to come in first?
Because they're the dumbest and they need the most work.
I did a little bit last night with the stuffed parrot.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that? Yeah. I said, that's my parrot, Kachuk. Why do we call him Kachuk? Because it's the dumbest name we could think of. Arr. Thank you. I had to keep it clean.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh God. All right, let's get to the great questions. Is there? Oh, you didn't give us your Todd Bowles stuff. I'm very on it. I'm on the edge of my seat.
So this, because I'm always looking at the national narrative of my local teams, right?
Thank you.
Cowboy national narrative, that's a given. We always know what those are going to be. You got your idiot Stephen A. Smiths out there that just they have a bit, right? Well, nobody has bits for the Buccaneers. Right? It's just not a thing. So I'm always interested in the national narrative. Are you a fan of Bill Barnwell?
Yes. I think he's got some intelligent takes. Let me just put it that way. There are some things about Bill that, but I think he's
kind of right there with you.
Yeah. I think he gives a very cerebral take on a lot of things that I like, very well thought out and often contrarian to what the national narrative is. So
yes,
please.
Yes, he does not necessarily follow any type of national narrative. He formulates his own opinions. Dumb or smart, they are what they are, right? I don't have a problem with him necessarily. So he went through and he ranked, JP, the 37 full-time head coaches hired over the past 5 years.
Okay.
So since the end of since 2021 is what he did. He went there. There's been 37 of them. And of course, he's talking about Mike McDonald, who took over the Seahawks 2 years ago. They're in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel took over the Patriots in one season. Now they're back in the Super Bowl, right? So he's not counting any of the interim coaches who did not earn full-time jobs, strictly the guys that were hired as full-time coaches. There's been 37 of them. Where do you think Todd Bowles ranks 1 through 37 out of all of those head coaches? And remember, there were some bad ones. Look, I will give you number 1 and I will give you number 37.
Okay.
Number 1, Dan Campbell.
Right.
Because he's done great work over 5 years. Got a 571 winning percentage. I don't have a problem with that. Number 37. I mean, this is a no-brainer if you think about it. And if I gave you time to think about it, you would unquestionably come up with the name Urban Meyer.
Oh, got it. That was so short. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, he was 2 and 11, and I'd forgotten he even did 13 full games. I didn't think he lasted that long.
Let's remember too. I would bet if we go from 37 to about 25, we would all agree that those guys shouldn't have gotten jobs. Not because of what happened. Right. Like at the time like when they hired Urban Meyer, everybody was like, "What the F are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you even doing?" This?
Okay, well let's do that real quick. Let's run down 37 Urban Meyer.
Yeah, what are you even doing? Why did you hire him?
36 Frank Reich to the Panthers.
I thought that was a good hire, actually.
I did too. Yeah. 35 Nathaniel Hackett and the Broncos.
But again, so Frank Reich, by the way, who was successful at other places.
Yes.
That was a Carolina. That's a David Tepper. That's not even on.
That's an organizational failure.
It's
not
an organizational shit pile. All right. So
35 Nathaniel Hackett to the Broncos. Fired after a 4-11 start in his first season. He had no clue. He was in over his head.
Yep.
34, and I forgot this guy even coached. David Culley at the Texans. Fired after a 4-13 start in his first year.
Never should have got the job.
Nope. 33, there's a theme here. Lovie Smith and the Texans. Fired after a 3-13-1 start in his first season.
Was so cooked. Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How cooked was he? You saw what he did at Tampa, and then you hired him.
Yeah, bad move. The Texans.
Yeah. Come on.
Josh McDaniels to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Number 32, Josh McDaniels to the Raiders.
Again, like a coordinator that I think most everyone would, if you met him and talked to people who work with him, the dude's totally quirky. He's asocial. He's not a leader of men. He's just a good, nerdy offensive coordinator. I mean, I don't see how anyone Exactly. But how could anyone look at him and say, oh, yeah, this guy is a leader of men? No. He's a great play caller. Yeah.
31, sticking with the Raiders, Pete Carroll.
Again, totally cooked.
Lasted one season.
Totally cooked.
Number 30, sticking with the Raiders, Antonio Pierce.
Speaking of organizational shit piles, yeah.
Good God, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Antonio Pierce, number 29, Aaron Glenn to the Jets. I don't know that we can grade that whole thing yet. That whole organization's a mess, and I think he's doing his best with what he's got.
I thought he was really going to bring them a jolt.
I did too, and he might in his second season. He's made some changes, to the coaching staff. Number 28, Brian Callahan to the Titans.
Again, hiring an OC who doesn't call the plays underneath that works underneath a brilliant genius. I just don't get that.
Doesn't work. 27, Gerard Mayo, Patriots.
Gerard Mayo, I thought was a good choice. I really did. And I also thought that I think Gerard Mayo's there more because Mike Vrabel was available. Let's just be honest. I think if Vrabel wasn't available, I think Gerard Mayo's still the coach. So, and again, all these things have different reasons why they went bad. Most of them are, what were you thinking in the first place? There were other agendas or other things going on in some of these cases.
Yeah. 26 is Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals. Lasted 3 seasons, went 15-36.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with Gannon as a DC. I just don't think he's head coach material. Number 25, and how this is this low on the list, I'll never know. Matt Eberflus to the Bears. I guess because he lasted almost 3 full seasons there.
Yeah, that just seemed like it was bad from the beginning. Yeah.
Number 24, JP, Raheem Morris to the Falcons.
Yeah.
16-18 in 2 seasons. Number 23, Dennis Allen to the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Finished before the end of his 3rd season. 22, Arthur Smith to the Falcons. I never understood that hire. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl, I guess, but, whatever. 21, Brian Schottenheimer to the Cowboys. I think that has yet to be determined if that's the right move, and I think it is.
What was the record this year?
7-9-1.
7-9-1. Okay.
With a historically bad defense.
Yeah.
Number 20, Ellen Moore to the Saints.
And this is all based on winning percentage. Is that correct?
It's just based on his rankings. I'm sure he took those into account.
Yeah.
Because, Kellen Moore, 353, 6-11 in 1 season. He's ahead of Brian Schottenheimer at 441. So I don't think that, that's not the full deciding factor. Brandon Staley to the Chargers at number 19. Are you starting to wonder where Todd Bowles is?
Yeah. Well, listen, by his record, it's not terrible. I think he's a 516 percentage.
Right, so we're getting close.
I mean, I factor in the playoffs. So as the playoffs, he's 36-36.
Let's see. Brandon Staley was 19. 18, Dave Canales to the Panthers. 383.
So where's Bowles? We're not going to go through the whole list. So where's Bowles?
Bowles is number 12.
Number 12.
And here's the narrative that as to why. Bill Barnwell says over at ESPN.com, taking over for the retired Bruce Arians after winning a Super Bowl as Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator, Bowles has kept the Bucs atop the NFC South for most of his tenure. He was able to transition the Buccaneers from the end of the Tom Brady era to the start of the Baker Mayfield tenure at quarterback smoothly, and Tampa has been solid in the postseason, blowing out the Eagles and playing the Lions and Commanders tough in competitive losses. Then he gets into this year. After the Bucs blew a 6-2 start to the season and missed the playoffs, though, Bowles has understandably faced some criticism. Tampa Bay fired offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard after 1 season, meaning Mayfield will have his 4th coordinator in 4 years with the Bucs. Bowles' defense have also struggled to live up to what they were doing while he was focusing exclusively on that side of the ball, as Tampa Bay is ranked 11th, 16th, 18th, and most recently 16th in EPA per snap. I think Bowles is a good coach, and he has improved his late game decision-making after maybe he was improvising after being too conservative earlier in his tenure. But 2026 seems like a make-or-break year for his future in Tampa.
I think that's generally right. I think as far as a national narrative goes, that's pretty good. I think that's about as spot on as I've seen.
Top half, top
Yeah.
whatever. Liam Cohen, by the way, 11. So yeah, and if you're wondering,
and if you were starting, what's that? Go ahead.
Ben Johnson 8, Kevin O'Connell 7, Sean Payton 6, D'Amico Ryans 5, Mike Vrabel 4, Mike McDonald 3, Nick Sirianni 2, Dan Campbell of course 1. So there you go.
So I think if you're looking at from a national narrative, I think that's pretty close. But again, if you were ranking head coaches in the league totally before this season, where would John Harbaugh have ranked?
Top 5?
Top 5?
Absolutely.
I think, right? Top 5. Where would Sean McDermott rank? Where would Mike Tomlin rank?
Top 10?
Top 7, yeah. Yeah. I think all three of those guys would be in the top 7.
Okay.
If not, yeah.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Fired. All fired. Now, Tomlin wasn't fired, but we all know what that situation was.
Probably headed that direction.
Yeah. And, because Pittsburgh doesn't fire coaches.
Exactly.
But so it's to me, again, everything is nuanced. And this is the AI world we live in, right? Everybody wants a black and white answer, right? We want a black and white answer, fact, not fact, good coach, bad coach. It's very much a gray area. It's a very much a gray area. And it's a very nuanced discussion. Jim Harbaugh is a really good coach. And John Harbaugh, really good coach. His time may have been up there. It gets stale. You're a good coach, but your message gets stale. Yeah, it is. Tony Dungy. Did he get fired for being a bad coach? No. Message got stale, couldn't get you over the top, needed another place to go where maybe they had a superstar quarterback and the offense was already good to fix the defense to put him over the top. Bingo, bongo, go to Indianapolis, win a Super Bowl. Same thing with Sean McDermott. It's like, it feels like it's just run its course. He's a really, really good coach, but we need something to get us over the top. Just a different mental, and it can blow up in your face. It can blow up in your face. Like, you may go back to irrelevancy, Buffalo, if Joe Brady isn't that guy. Especially
with a first-time head coach, Joe Brady. You don't know how the players are going to respond and how he's going to respond.
But I think, there's, if you're an owner and you feel like you're in the building and you understand what's going on and you have so much more information than anybody on the outside who's just going to look at records and look at numbers. Oh, divisional championships. Look at his record. How could you fire him? Blah, 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 blah. It's not that simple. It's not, especially in a game of football where inspiration, motivation is a factor. You've got to get guys to play at that ultimate level. How do you do that? That's a really interesting conversations with around the Atlanta Falcons with Arthur Blank when he was moving on from Mike Smith to Dan Quinn and within the organization. And, Mike Smith was a really, really good coach, took him to the Super Bowl. But Mike was a very old school type of coach. He was, there wasn't, he wasn't into motivational techniques. He wasn't into, acronyms and stuff like that. He was just a very boring, quite frankly, solid football coach.
And you'll notice he hasn't got another opportunity since then either. No,
and it's because, he's a bit of a dinosaur in that regard. And, and Arthur is a very much a forward-thinking, touchy-feely, emotional kind of guy. And relationships mean a lot to him, and motivating humans and all those things mean a lot to him. It's why he's been so incredibly successful in his business life with Home Depot and everything else he touches. It turns to gold. He's just that kind of guy. And Mike was not that type of coach. And he wanted somebody that was going to be that other type of coach. And he hired Dan Quinn. And it worked out pretty damn well in the beginning. And Dan Quinn's the opposite of Mike's, totally opposite. He's all those other things. He's a really high energy, very super positive, optimistic bully, that type guy, kind of a Dave Canales type. And that works for a lot of people, and it works in coaching. I mean, coaching is a lot about, taking that piece of clay that you got and just making, the best, the statue of David out of it. That's what good coaches are supposed to do. to mold that potential into something amazing. And there's modern ways of doing that. There's old school ways of doing that. And that's why coaching is such an art and a talent. You can't just go by, oh, here's your manual, go do this. No, that's not how it works. In the world of AI and everything else, I like the fact that there's a human element to this. And when you look at Todd Bowles, there's a human element to it. And I think, it's obviously the Glazers don't think this way, but I kind of lean towards guys that are much more forward thinking and tap into that motivational aspect of coaching. I think it matters. I think it really, really matters. I think especially in this day and age when everybody's looking for an edge, to get the best out of that guy. How do you motivate each and every player? How do you get inside that guy's head? I think Todd is much more of a Mike Smith type. And it's not to say that that's bad, but I think it's also kind of a dinosaur mentality in this league. And everybody's looking for that secret sauce that's going to put you over the top. Because, again, everybody has the analytics. Everybody runs the same plays. The talent in this game is motivating your players, play calling, managing games, all these human decisions that you can't do with analytics. And that's, to me, is the secret sauce. That's the genius of it. And those are the people that are thriving in this league. I mean, not to be a jerk about this, but I don't think it's that hard to go 8-8 in this league. 9-8, 8-9. I don't think that's special. I think with the way this league is set up, it's set up for parity. You're given 8-8. I mean, you really are. You're given 8-8 with the schedule, drafting, all the other things that the league does for parity, salary cap, right? Evening out the talent. They do the NFL is the best league of trying to create a level playing field. So I think every coach goes into the season with 8-8. And if that's all you're doing, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's what I see in Todd Bowles. I think he was at one time an elite defensive coordinator when he could focus exactly on that, to Barnwell's point. As a head coach, no. And you see this all over the league. There are guys that should be coordinators, and then there's guys that should be head coaches and leaders of men. This is just my opinion, and if Todd was watching this, he'd probably go, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah, probably."
He might be right. That's okay.
He might be right. He's definitely right. But how do you continue with this? And I'm not going to go down that road, but I think when we're talking about ranking coaches, that's kind of where I'm at. All right, let's get to you wonderful people.
The Peterman knuckleheads.
Alejandro Noriega. Love that smile, partner. I always love popping up your avatar there. I like positive people. Love positive people. There you go. We got the hat on there. There, look at that beautiful studio you got right there. Morning plundering Peterson, the mates and scurvy crew had the old grand time parade against the Winnipeg Dogs. All serious. Good game last night. And glad to see Cooch and Gensel come back. Even hurt. Yeah, Cooch took a spill last night. He had a collision that we are all holding our breath. And it was good to see him get back in the game and play and get the empty netter at the end. So we dodged the bullet on that one. Let's say Tear It Down now says, I think JP Pegleg Peterson rolls off the tongue pretty well. It does, doesn't it?
Got a bad visual right there.
Yeah, you did. Danny Boy, good morning to you. Say, good morning, gentlemen. I see the debauchery has already started. As for the Lightning, yes, we're winning right now, but the real test will be in a postseason. Oh, man, you had to spoil it, didn't you, Danny? Although, I said it last year. I'm not scared of the Panthers. Bring them on. It didn't work out so well. But
why can't we just be excited for what's happening right now and not look at it?
Yes, exactly. Let's the power of now, right? So let's stay where we are. Let's keep our feet where we are and enjoy the moment. Don't let your tomorrow ruin your today. Okay? Let's do that. Lonnie Wilkins. Hello. Good morning to you. Are you still in Chicago, Lonnie? Get your ass down here. For the Rays roster, since they traded guys like Randy, Lau, Josh Lowe, Isaac, etc., they haven't replaced any of them with what feels like an impact player in a few years now. Durham is good, though. Hello. Hard to argue that fact, really. But again, what is Josh Lowe? He had one good year. And I think we got tired of waiting on him to get better. And, again, you can look from the outside and you can look from the inside. And you got to kind of trust Eric Neander that he looks at Brandon Lau and Josh Lowe, both of them, and says, what are the chances that these guys are going to eventually become, really consistent good players for us? And as you know, and Brandon at 31 years old or 30 years old, I think it was 31 homers. It's like in a chronically bad back. What are the chances that he continues to do that? Probably not good. And I'm going to take a break right here on this particular moment, and we're going to come back on the other side, and I'm going to kind of encapsulate what we said yesterday about the Rays. I'll get to the rest of your comments as well. I think it's important to understand what the future looks like here. All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. If you have not done your insurance checkup, what are you waiting for? I mean, times are tough financially here, guys. It's not just what you make, it's what you keep. And if you can save money on your insurance, things that you have to have, well, by God, Italiano Insurance is there to make that happen for you. Give them a call at 813-877-7799. They do all the work. You get all the savings. That's how it is. They will go through the dozens and dozens of companies that they represent and see if they can find you a better deal. So just give them a call, 813-877-7799, and a human will answer the phone that speaks wonderful English and will transfer you to someone else who speaks wonderful English, and they will be able to serve you in this capacity. It really does. It really, really does, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, call centers in the Philippines really, really make me crazy. Not that they're not great people. They are. But if I can't understand what you're saying, you're really not going to be able to help me.
Yep.
Italiano Insurance, you won't have that problem. 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show on this Gasparilla Friday, Stadium Series Friday. Brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. You know, John Cooper said last night in his post-game presser, you know, this is such a celebration of the city and the area of Tampa Bay this weekend with Gasparilla and the Stadium Series and everything that's going on. And I think it's a great time to just mention all these great local companies that you see here at the bottom. These are all great local companies that have been there for a long, long time and thrive and employ your neighbors and do great things in the community. And the Golden Diamond Source, Julie and Steve Weintraub, are right at the top of that list. And we will celebrate them and all these great local companies and everything that is great about Tampa Bay. And so many people have started their marriages with great engagements and gone to the Golden Diamond Source to get those rings. And it becomes part of the family. When you shop there, you become part of the family there, and you'll come back time and time again. That's just the way they make you feel. It's a great, great local business, and they've been supporting this program for 20 years. And we really, really appreciate them. Thanks for putting my kids through school, Julie and Steve. We really appreciate that. And we're all part of this, right? And this is what makes our community great. And so if you're going to shop for things like Valentine's Day coming up, you're going to go out, right? Why not go to the local places that put back into your community and keep it in the family, right? That's what we do. You got to spend the money anyway. So why spend it online at Amazon when you can go here and get just as good a deal and get actual great customer service that will talk to you and look you in the eye and give you what exactly you're paying for. That doesn't always happen on Amazon. Trust me on that, folks. So it's a great local company. We love them. The Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road, and great Valentine's Day specials coming up there next week. So stay tuned. All right. Great let's go to another great part of Tampa Bay, the Petermans. That I like to talk about sports here. Michael LaRue says if Mike Evans does leave Tampa, it's clear that the players don't believe the Bucs can win with Bowles. Hashtag 3rd and 28. It's a great point.
Well, it's clear that he doesn't think, they're going to win with Bowles.
Yeah. Aviation says, excited for the Winter Classic, my favorite sporting event every year. And it's right in your own backyard. And that's what's really, really cool. So on that note, let's bring in the man, the myth, the greatest in-game host in the history of hockey and any other sport.
Professional segue right there.
That's right. He is the great Greg Wolf, my colleague over at the Lightning. What's up, Wolfie? How are you, my friend?
Good, gents. Just all right.
Yeah, there he is.
All right.
There you
Can
are.
you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
We can
okay?
hear you. We can see you. Are you still anesthetized and have the rubber feeling in your mouth?
I do not. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Damn.
Yeah, everything's good, man. I'm ready for Gasparilla. It's gonna be a cold one tomorrow. I'll be hosting the Lightning Float. So if you're out at braving the Shiver Me Timbers vibe tomorrow, I will be out there. So look for myself and Thunderbug and the whole squad in the Gasparilla parade. And then Sunday, wow, man, I don't think the hockey gods could be shining down on us any better with a potential snow flurry or two, maybe making their way to Raymond James. It's going to be exceptional, man. So I hope if you're coming out to the game on Sunday, you will come by FanFest and check myself. MC White will be DJing, Low Cash performing. You do need a game ticket to get into FanFest. I've told people that 1,000 times because, again, I've hosted a few stadium series in other cities. I've hosted a few Winter Classics, Heritage Classic, and sometimes I feel like the fan fests that they have going on in those cities, I felt was like open to everybody, but there wasn't that concert element. So this event in our city does require a game ticket to access Fan Fest. Now, it doesn't mean you can't still go down to Raymond James and party, because there's a ton of tailgates happening all around Raymond James Stadium, the Leatherheads. We've got some of our crew. We got DJ Kaz over at Midtown. So there's stuff happening all around Raymond James Stadium, but we'll be in the heart of it all at FanFest.
I just saw Times was reporting and had the renderings of Tim McGraw is going to float onto the stage. Is going to be a floating stage and a barge, and the big tent that they're rolling off, they're going to put in the south end zone and then cover that to be part of actually the lighting. Like, what the hell? This thing is going to be unbelievable.
That's what and people that were on the fence, and I've heard it from a lot of people, and I get it. It is not an inexpensive ticket. It's not cheap. I get that, but I've been putting it into the same hemisphere as a Super Bowl. When is the next time that Tampa is going to get a stadium series or a Winter Classic? Is that 10 years? Is that 15 years? I have no idea. Are you going to be still in Tampa, JP? Am I still going to be here? I have no idea. Right. I have no idea. So this is one of those events where this is not just a standard hockey game. You're going to get 5 hours of a pregame festival, a live concert event from Low Cash. Then you're going to get the actual mystique of the game itself. Oh, and by the way, there's a Tim McGraw concert in the middle of that as well. So it's way more than just, oh, we're showing up for a hockey game. You're going to get a full day of entertainment, excitement, hype, weather, the whole vibe. It is absolutely worth every dollar that you're going to spend, and you're going to get your money's worth. I guarantee it.
You know, you mentioned the snow, man. I want to see, because it's going to happen probably late Saturday night, early Sunday.
Yeah,
a camera shot, like a high camera shot at Raymond James Stadium with the flurries coming down on the tent and the whole setup. I mean, are you kidding me?
It's unreal.
And this is, I'm an optimist bully myself. I hate when people bring up the negative on anything. I always want to look at the possibilities. How many times have people said, you can't do a game in Tampa, an outdoor game? It's too hot. It's too hot. It's like there's never, and I get that. I totally get that. But these are the things that can happen. Why would you discount doing anything because you think that it might be too hot that day? And it was 80 degrees last week. I get it. But guess what? That didn't stop them. They figured it out. They came up with a great idea to make the ice, and then lo and behold, they may have to heat the ice because it's freaking cold.
And I saw that today. They're like, they may actually have to heat up the ice to get it not to be that cold. Because we actually had Derek King, who's the vice president of hockey operations for the NHL. We had him on the Bolts block party. And, we talked about the different types of ice conditions. If it's too warm, it can be gritty. It can be pitty. If it's too cold, he said the ice conditions can also play a factor. And it's both variables. You do not want an extreme on either way. And like you just said, we're going to be colder for this Stadium Series game than the one I think that was in Denver, in Tahoe. Like, it's crazy to think that. But here we are. It's going to be one of the coldest days we've had in like 20-something years. It's mind-boggling, but it's like literally the hockey gods have shined down on Tampa Bay and said, we're going to make this the best possible environment for these hockey fans. And Boston fans got to be loving it too. They're coming down here, and they're going to get what feels like up-north hockey in Raymond James Stadium. It's going to be unreal.
I don't know if the Boston people who spent, $1,000 a night to stay on the Clearwater Beach in some swanky hotel are going to love walking out on the beach tomorrow morning when it feels like 14. So I don't know. They might be a little disappointed, but what the hell? Screw you.
Our snow is a little bit different. Our white sand beaches, that's our version of snow down here. So
that's so funny. Greg Wolf joining us, in-game host. Now, you've hosted a lot of these, right? So
yep.
I have not been I went to the one in Nashville, and it was cool. But
sure.
I don't remember them having a pirate map on the floor and having a concert barge come out and all these different Easter eggs that are going on with this setup. Is this different? Have they really crushed it this year? Is this the best one you've ever seen? Obviously, you're biased. I get it, but it seems like they've gone way over the top.
They really have. These are all the little things that are a part, again, of the game experience. And yes, they have done these kind of like Easter egg setups, if you will, for the stadium series that I hosted in MetLife Stadium, North Carolina, Cary, North Carolina. Obviously, Winter Classics in I hosted in Seattle. I hosted at Fenway Park. So they really embrace the theme of that particular city. Like when it was in MetLife Stadium in Jersey, New York, they made the grounds look like Central Park. And during the game, as actual gameplay is happening, you would see a lady with a stroller, like walking her baby. You'd see somebody riding their bicycle. You'd see, you know what I'm saying? People are playing catch in the park. Like they fully encompassed the stage set. So there are all these little things happening. Like we had pond hockey setups at the Winter Classic. So kids are out there playing pond hockey because they set up separate rinks for that. But like in Tampa, yes, we're all about pirates and pirate treasure. So why not have a treasure map as your stage setting, if you will, on the ground, and all the different names of the peaks and the bays and stuff of our players and Gary Bettman and Mr. Vinnick. I think that they missed one here, and I brought it up at the block party with Nick Paul. I said, how do they not have Paulie's Shore on the map? They missed one with Paulie's Shore, but
Paulie's Shore,
yeah. Right? How do they miss that one? Paulie's Shore. I'm like, they missed it. But yeah, so there's going to be all these things kind of happening on the field level during the game. You might see a pirate fight. You might see somebody in a rowboat. It's just that's part of the mystique of it. And I really do think that they knocked it out of the park. They got a little inspiration for the set design from the Gasparilla Bowl, because our end zones for the Gasparilla Bowl were like that treasure map. So kudos to Scott Glazier and the crew out there for kind of maybe being a little inspiration for that. But yeah, it's going to be a spectacle. And again, they have to wow fans. You can't just make this a standard game. You need to be wowed. You need to go, what is that? You need to not know what's going to happen at every corner. And that's what I think they've really been working on for the last 2+ years on figuring all this out for our city of Tampa, and it's going to be exceptional.
Yeah, I cannot wait for it all. Greg Wolf joining us here.
I can't wait.
What is your what is the thing you're looking forward to the most out of this whole experience? Maybe the hockey game.
I'm hosting the Fan Fest, right? And so the hockey game, obviously itself, I mean, both teams are coming in pretty good. Boston's on a little bit of a tear right now. Obviously, we don't need to even talk about our tear. But I think it's just the environment's going to be exceptional. Yes, we've seen our Lightning play, like you said, in Nashville. I was privy enough to go over to Stockholm to watch the Global Series and host that. So I've seen our boys in different environments, but this one's different. This one's in your backyard. This is going to be, rabid Lightning fans. People are saying, oh, it's going to be 50-50 Lightning in Boston. I don't think so. I think it's going to be 75-25 Lightning to Boston fans. You say, we'll see. We'll see. And I'm just going by, I've seen it in other places and how well the Bolts Nation, the Distant Thunder travels. I'd be hard-pressed to think that it's not majority Lightning fans at our game. But the Fan Fest is going to be unbelievable. The amount of national sponsors that have brought their interactive experiences up to levels I've never seen before. The stuff that they have planned is, again, unlike any other Fan Fest I've been a part of. Just our Lightning activation alone with the human claw machine, where if you guys have ever been to an arcade and you see the claw machine that goes in and gets you prizes, well, ladies and gentlemen, you, the human being, are the claw. They literally strap you in and they will harness you down into a pit where you get to literally reach in and try to grab Thunderbug plush animals, game tickets, who knows. We're literally lowering people into a pit and they become the human claw. Who thought of that idea? But the Lightning said, we're doing it. And so all kinds of like crazy stuff like that. I know I've got my co-writing Coburn is going to be at the Ticketmaster area. There's going to be different alums in there signing autographs, taking photos, the Low Cash concert. But again, there's like 15, 20 different massive sponsor activations, bars, food options. It's just going to be pandemonium. And again, if there's 70,000 people going to this game, right? Stanley Cup, you can take pictures with the Stanley Cup. Again, there's so much going on. So I'm really looking forward to hosting the Fan Fest, partying with our fans. We're going to have contests. We're going to battle Lightning fan versus Boston fan in a couple different competitions.
What time does that start? What time does Fan Fest open up?
So So it opens up at 1 o'clock and it goes all the way up until puck drop. So for people asking, why am I not hosting the game? I committed with the NHL to hosting FanFest. They wanted the hype. They wanted to create and set the tone for fans to create that excitement heading into game day. So I said I would love to do that because I really haven't had a chance to host one of these type of fan fests. So that's from 1 until 6:30. Well, puck drop is right around 6:30. So I'm obligated. You know, JP, we start our pregame show at least an hour before puck drop. I can't be in two places at one time. So I will be doing all the pregame festivities, creating that vibe, creating the hype for all fans heading into Raymond James for the puck drop at 6:30.
And who's doing? Is there going to be an in-game host?
There is. It's the guy from the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, Jesse
I
Cole.
think his name is like the young professor. It's a young professor is his name. No, not the owner guy, but I think they have like an MC hype guy. I've never seen him before. I think he did the winter classic down in Miami with Michaela, who has been my co-host for all the NHL events that I've been a part of. Michaela, who's actually the host of the Boston Bruins. She and I have been a tandem for all these NHL events. So I think the league said for this particular event, we're not going to use Michaela in game. We're not going to use Greg. We're going to use a neutral host. And that's why they brought in somebody neutral. So yeah, and I'll be doing all the pregame stuff, and then I'll get to go in and actually enjoy the game and hang out with our fans. I plan on walking around and roaming. So if you see me in the game, come take a picture. I'm probably going to hang out at the pirate ship and just, be a fan, dude. This is one of those games where I'm kind of glad that I don't have to work the game. I want to enjoy it. I want to soak it up. I want to be a fan for once and really enjoy this environment.
Yeah. I think we have media credentials, but I don't want to sit in a sterile press box. So I may have to come hang out with you, brother.
Yeah.
And walk around. Yeah.
Come hang out with me, brother. Let's run. Let's have a beer. That's
hopefully they let us in the Fan Fest too, because I plan on getting there early and coming to the Fan Fest to see you. So hopefully they'll let us in with the media credential.
Yeah, you got a credential 100%. You'll be in there with a credential. Absolutely, man. That's part of it. They know you guys have to cover this stuff, and we got to put it out there and let people experience it from your eyes. Yeah, absolutely. And
I think I'm singing backup with Low Cash too. I think that's on the agenda.
All right. I can't wait to see that.
Hey, before you go, real quick, USF is another one of the many things that you do and do a great job hosting those. And the new basketball coach, Brian Hodgson, who I love, is on my ass to get to more games. And I promise him, once we get past football season, I'll be there Wednesday night. But we got to get other people there too. We got to fill the house. And I think we had 5,000 at the last game.
We do.
We got to start filling the house. It's basketball season now. So let's hype that up a little bit. Tell the folks, this is a really entertaining team to watch. I've been to one game. I've been watching them on TV. They are really, really good and fun to watch. And I think they're going to make the tournament. So hype it up a little bit.
They're on the cusp right now. I know the net rankings have them in the top 60. I've seen the same things you have. They kind of have them like as a 12 seed right now in the tournament. But if they keep running through the American Athletic Conference and they maintain, they're sitting at the top right now at 6-2. The only two losses they've had in the conference was that loss against UAB down to the wire, double overtime versus Wichita State. So they're a really good team. And I like what Coach has brought, the swagger, the grit, the hard hat player of the game. Like I love what he's implementing, but these guys are high flying athletes. I mean, the amount of air that these guys have caught, the dunks. Let's talk about Wes Enos. Let's talk about Joseph Pinion. These guys are hitting 3-pointers at a record pace right now. I think Isaiah Nelson with the monster dunks. I mean, these guys are fun to watch. We've had some great basketball teams at USF. Obviously, Coach AAR wins the American Athletic Conference year one. Tragic loss. It's a hard shoes to fill, right? But I think the student body, I think the campus is starting to come around a little bit, and they're now starting to realize it's a new era of USF basketball. We didn't know what to expect. But now we're seeing what to expect. High-flying dunks, moving the ball up, the pace. I think they're one of only a handful of teams in all of the NCAA this year that are 90-plus in points, I think 6 or 7 or more games. So they're high-flying, tempo. But the three-pointers is really what's been the key this year. Wes Enos, I think, is leading the nation right now in three-point completions. This guy hit 2 games in a row with 10 three-point shots in back-to-back games. So
I know.
Him and Pinion, if they're Forget about it, man. They're just going to, yeah. So it is an excellent time to be a USF basketball fans. Tampa Bay is home for hoops. We have a lot of games coming up in February, and guess what? Does not have a lot of games in February? Hockey. So there's an Olympic break.
That's
so
right.
There's plenty of time for you guys to get
No
out there
football, no hockey.
and watch basketball. I have this is crazy. Normally I have basketball and hockey conflicts in a season. Now that we started the second half of the season, I have 0 conflicts with men's or women's basketball. So I'm hosting everything all the way through March Madness. So please come out and check out these boys. Coach is buying. Last game, he bought the first 500 students a free beer, and they came out for the free beer. I'm telling you that right now. That student section was almost packed, so I expected to see that stadium packed for the rest of the way. So please come check out USF men's basketball and women's basketball. They're both balling at a high level right now.
Great stuff. Greg Wolf at Greg Wolf TBL. That's where you can find him on the Twitter machine. He's the best in the business, and he'll be hosting FanFest. So go out and say hello. Thank you for your time, buddy. I know how freaking slammed you are, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. See you, bud.
Absolutely. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah,
all right, bud.
For sure. Great Greg Wolf right there. And
man, I want to hate.
Who hypes it better than him? Who hypes it? I mean, no, ready? Dude, I'm talking about coaching, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Is he going to wear the jacket?
I'm sure he will. Yeah, he goes all out, bro. He goes all out. That was a nice graphic you did there. Very well done.
Yeah,
very well
like
done.
That.
Yeah. All right.
I want one of those jackets. I just want to keep looking at that jacket right there.
They sell them in the team store.
Do they really?
Could be yours. Yeah. Right. I'll get you one 35% discount.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's only $140.
Yep. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, the great Erik Erlendsson is going to join us to talk some X's and O's about this hockey team that is 16-1-1. How about that? Is that any good? And the old Olympic break that's coming up. We're brought to you by the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. If you are in the market for a new AC, they are the folks to go to. thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC. And they work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to give you the best products. They have the best units in efficiency and cost, all of it. American Standard and Third Generation Plumbing is the folks that will put it in for you. They're doing a maintenance special right now, $169 for the year. It gets you 2 checkups where they come top off all the fluids, make sure everything's running right, clean the drain line, all that for $169. thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC. Back in 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to FanStreamSports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. FanStreamSports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond. a natural diamond from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old, unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Rays baseball and the summer heat will be here before you know it. So don't let your AC unit strike out and cost you hundreds or thousands for an emergency repair. Get a 1-year maintenance plan from Third Generation Plumbing and AC for just $169. Though will come out twice a year and service your unit. Clean the drain line, make sure it's running to peak efficiency. If you need an emergency repair, it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands more. It's a no-brainer, guys. Just call the great friendly folks at Third Generation. They work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to ensure you have the most efficient and durable units. Their split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. So choose my guys, John Rodriguez and PJ, at Third Generation, along with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Don't wait for the emergency that'll cost you thousands. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard. 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. The great folks at KingmakersTampa.com. We're sitting right here in Kingmakers Tampa studio. You become a member here. You can use this production studio. You can use the conference rooms. We got office space here. We got a golf simulator. It is a unique place to become a member as an entrepreneur where you can work and play. KingmakersTampa.com. All right, got to get to one real quick comment before we get to this. Is important because when my wife chimes in, I have to put her up on the screen. Ashley says the rich Asians show how a claw machine at a birthday with Gucci and LV bags are in it. That's my kind of claw machine. And
I'll be real honest, JP. I felt like that was in a different language. I didn't understand a single word of any of what she just typed.
Oh yeah, so they'll have a human claw machine that goes down in to get designer bags. Bilal Bell's all over it. Said, "Hold on, a designer bag claw machine? Where? Sign me up. I think we can make some money with this." Yeah. All right. Now, from that, I don't know how to transition from that to the great Erik Erlendsson talking hockey, but we're going to do it. LightningInsider.com. You don't know nothing about LV and Gucci bags, do you, partner? No.
Buddy, there is no transition. One does not.
I got my wife's comment
from that
in,
to
which
this.
is important. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
How are you, partner?
I'm good. Trying to stay warm.
How excited are you for this Stadium Series event? Have you attended? You went to one in Nashville, I think, right?
Yeah. I was in Nashville. The temperature is going to be about the same. It's crazy to think that
it was cold.
Here we are in Florida, and it's going to be 40 degrees. It's going to be in the 30s by the time we get to the first period. It's
and the wind chill.
Great. Like could the NHL win a better lottery? Like, it's crazy that the temperatures are going to cooperate. It is going to be a little windy. It's and there is to kind of keep in mind too in these outdoor games, if there's some sort of a disadvantage or potential disadvantage in the third period, they will change sides about midway through the third. So just kind of keep that in mind with the wind. But this is going to be a great event. I've had a chance to go out to the stadium a few times as the ice has been building. I had a chance to get inside the tent yesterday as the lines and logo was going down. This is going to be a blast. The Lightning fans, Jeff Vinik has been pushing for this for more than a decade, and the amount of time that the league has put in and the investment that they've made to put this game on in Tampa, it's going to be one hell of a show, and I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Hey, you mentioned Mr. Vinik, and story just broke. He is not going to be able to make it to the game. He
Really?
evidently got in. Yeah, it just broke. The Times just put up a story, and it's been on Twitter. He had a really bad snowmobile accident in Norway, and had a really bad fracture. He's going to be okay, but he can't make the trip. So he can't. I know, isn't that? I mean, if there's everything has been super positive and right on point, but this is for a guy who's this should be his crowning achievement as he's. Yeah, handing over the franchise. I guess next year. Is it next year?
Yeah, I think he's got one more year.
Yeah, that's the only sad thing. But I'm sure there'll be a tribute to him, and he'll be watching.
Yeah, and maybe they'll have a video. Maybe he'll do a video or something to pipe in because this, like I said, since he took over, like he pushed for the All-Star game and got the All-Star game, and he said it. I mean, one thing we've learned about Jeff Vinik during his time as a Lightning owner is if he gets an idea in his mind, he is persistent and he is not taking no for an answer, right? I mean, go back to hiring Steve Yzerman. How many times did Steve Yzerman tell him no before he finally relented and he became the GM, and obviously the All-Star game, and now this. I mean, this is supposed to be his big thing for the city of Tampa and for the franchise. And I mean, even one of the things on the treasure map on the ice is Vinik's voyage, right? All these little playful words, and his name is on there as part of it. So that's disappointing to hear for him that he won't be able to see this event live and in person. I'm glad he's okay. But this is really the championships certainly are the top of the crowning achievements for Jeff Vinik, and he put the resources in place to allow some of those championships to happen. But this was the moment for him to kind of really take a bow and convince the league to come down here and put the show on. It's going to be a great weekend, and I'm sorry to hear that he won't be able to make it.
Yeah. Well, that'll put a little damper on things, but we just had Greg Wolf on talking about Fan Fest and all the things that are going to be happening. So let's talk a little bit about the hockey and 16-1-1 partner. We've seen some great runs by this team, but this I have to believe for me anyway, is the most improbable, given that Braden Point has not been playing, no Hedman, no McDonough, no Lilleberg for a lot of this, and guys like Darren Radish just keep stepping up. Destu. It's been insane, really. I can't. If you just told me all these guys were going to be missing and they go 16-1-1, I'm like, you're on crack. And by the way, it's going to snow in Tampa for the hockey game. Like, yeah, what? Give me some of them drugs. But here we are. Crazy, right?
Can you even remember that they had one win in 7 games? Like, can you even remember that? No. Like. They weren't playing poorly. A couple of, the first 2 or 3 games, they were certainly not very good games. But some of those losses, the Chicago loss, they played well and made a mistake at the end that cost them. But ever since they recovered and, they had that 7-game winning streak, and then they had a little dip in between. Mm-hmm. But even during that dip, they were playing well. They were losing games 1-0 is what they were doing. They were just having problems scoring goals. And I think what they learned through that second little dip in the schedule is that if you defend, you'll have a chance to win, right? So I think when you're going through a stretch like they did in December, I think you'd much rather lose games during that stretch 1-0, 2-1 than 5-4, 4-3. Yep. Because you're showing yourself that if you can keep the puck out of your net, you'll give yourself a chance to win on a consistent basis. And I obviously Andre Vasilevsky is a big part of this, and he's like the game like last night has been kind of a typical Andre Vasilevsky performance this season, where he's not under siege, he's not facing a ton of shots, faces some quality ones. He had the breakaway stop, and he had a 2-on-1 shorthanded chance that Winnipeg had that Kyle Connor had an opportunity, and then he blocked it away. So he's going to have some of those quality save opportunities, and he did it. He only faced 23 shots, but some of them were pretty high quality. He keeps them in the game, and gives his team in front of him a chance to win games. And I think that 7-game stretch in December kind of put that into their mind. And, and credit to the coaching staff. They didn't panic. I know fans are sick of hearing the phrase process over outcome, but it's still something that they believe in. It's a philosophy that they have. And the process during those games was on point. They just were having some problems scoring goals. And then all of a sudden the offense broke free, and, now they were winning games 6-1 and, 5-1 and games like that. So it's just kind of all come together. And what I've been most impressed with during this time has been their ability to compartmentalize everything. It's one game at a time. It's one shift at a time. I don't care about the game that happened last night. I'm not worried about the game that's happening in 3 nights. Our focus is right here. And this week in particular, you come back from, you finish off that really long stretch of games where you only had 2 home games from December 31st until, the game against Utah on Monday. It was 2 home games during that stretch. And they didn't let it, they're cliche busters, right? You're supposed to struggle in that first game back from a long road trip, and they haven't done that this year. You think of the Colorado game, you think of the San Jose game. So they've just pushed all of that aside and just continue to go out and play a consistent style of a winning brand of hockey that doesn't always result in wins, but it puts you in the best chance to win games.
Erik Erlendsson joining us here. And I talked about this last night on the post-game show. Where this team has evolved from, is to where they're at right now is such a great study in process, in coaching, although these coaches clearly didn't know what they were doing when they were healthy scratching Darren Radish. What the hell were they thinking? Right? What are they thinking? But seriously, this is these young and Destu, I think it was Brian Engblom was kind of explaining last night because he asked JBB, he said, where did you find this guy? And he said, this guy's got like 5 fathers. Every time we sent a scout out, they came back and said, we should sign this guy. And there's everybody signed off on him, and they finally signed him. And he's been tremendous. But the way this team has evolved, especially in the power play, which was really bad to begin this season, and Radish has become kind of the Steven Stamkos right-handed shot now, and Kucherov is moving around instead of staying still. And they're clicking at 35% in the last 6 weeks to go along with this streak. So it's a huge part of it. Talk a little bit about how that has developed. And Darren Radish, 15 goals this year, which I think is top 3 in Lightning history for blue liners. I mean, and we're not even halfway through this, or a little past halfway through the season. Yeah. It's insane.
It is. Again, Darren Radish is a healthy guy. I mean, the best sort of dichotomy of Darren Radish is the first time they played the Colorado Avalanche in Denver, Darren Radish was a healthy scratch. That was early November. And it was a 3-2 game. So, they lost that game 3-2. By the time Colorado came back and having this historic type of season to that point, he was the shutdown guy against Nathan McKinnon, him and Moser, right? I mean, that's kind of the story of Darren Radish. And look, the offensive numbers are there, and they're there for a reason. His ability to get pucks through now on the power play has opened up the power play, right? Yep. It's given so many other options because now teams have to respect that shot. And I think last night was his 3rd or 4th goal this year, clocked at 96 plus. Nobody else has more than 1, I think, in the league. So I think the biggest difference with this shot this year, that the strength of the shot has always been there, but it's finding holes now. So even his last 2 power play goals, you've seen him kind of slide a little bit off towards the circle and change the angle. And it doesn't hurt that a guy like Nikita Kucherov could put it exactly where a guy like Darren Radish needs it to be, and he's firing that off. So that's been a big part of why the power play has had success. And you go all the way back to the San Jose game on January 3rd, I think it was, when he had the hat trick, right? That's all three of those were just Radish bombs that he sent off, and that kind of really got him moving and opened things up, and that's when the power play really started to cook a little bit. But I mean, his evolution, JJ Moser's evolution. I mean, this is a guy who's we thought was going to be the right side partner for Victor Hedman, like he was most of last year, and the injuries to Hedman and McDonough opened up an opportunity, and JJ Moser is now the number one left side defenseman on this team. Bringing up Dastu because of the injuries, and now good luck trying to keep him out of the lineup. I know he's injured right now. We'll see what his status is for Sunday. His first pass out of the zone is his strength. He's so good at it. He's got, you can't teach poise with the puck, and he's got a lot of poise with the puck, and he gets the puck out of the zone. You'll see, I know he's 27, but you'll see his game start to evolve a little bit more as well as he starts to learn the NHL game, right? And how he can adapt it and do it. I think you'll start to see some of his offensive strengths will start to show through a little bit more with him. And, a Dominic James, a guy that we didn't really know much about, parachutes into the middle of training camp, and with Braden point out, he's your second-line center and looks pretty good doing it, paired with Jake Gensel and Gage Gonsalves for the last handful of games. You just go down the list of guys that have had to have different roles or have stepped into roles and thrived in them. Declan Carlisle, who's been tremendous, paired with Max Crozier here for the last little while. It really is a testament to the depth that they've been able to accumulate, the unknown. We didn't know they had this kind of depth. I don't think they knew they had this kind of depth. And just listening and believing in each other, right? The preseason, I've said this a few times, but the way the preseason ended, those last two games against the Panthers, was an organic type of team bonding, right? Yeah. It wasn't a forced team bonding because you had guys like Declan Carlisle who were right in the middle of it. Crozier was right in the middle of it. Dominic James was in those games. Guys like Wojtek Stachowiak was up for that last game against the Panthers. I know he hasn't seen time at the NHL yet. The Dylan Dukes and like it just brought the entire organization. It just kind of brought them together. And while it did mess them up to start the season, I think you're seeing some of the benefits of that bonding opportunity because we know the importance of chemistry in hockey. You have to have each other's back, no matter what it is. And it's the trust factor. It's, we could talk about the fights and chemistry and everything else, but at the end of the day, it comes down to trust factor. Do you trust the guy on your line to do his job? And that's where the chemistry comes from. And it really has been a great story in sticking with what the coaches believe and getting everybody to buy into it.
Yeah. And here we are, 16-1-1, and the Olympic break is upon us. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but obviously it'll give some players a chance to rest, and Vasi being one and Kucherov. How do you see them navigating this Olympic break? And obviously these guys, I mean, it's crazy. The Stadium Series is such a focus, but they focused on compartmentalizing one at a time, right? And now the Olympics, another big deal. I mean, these are things that come along in players' careers that are, historic marks. And I don't know how you go to bed at night when you're going to play for Team Canada in 2 weeks and you don't think about it. But they've done such a great job. And the coach, too, by the way, is going to be coaching at the Olympics. So, I mean, for them to go on this run with all these things going around it is so incredibly it's improbable. But now you have this break. So how do they handle it? What are they going to do? How do you see them managing this?
Well, they've got the most players going, and that doesn't even count Vasilevsky and Kucherov, who absolutely would have been on any Team Russia if they were participating in the Olympics. So you've got 10 players going, which means there's rest, but there's also rust, right? That's the kind of thing you talk about a lot. They're going to have a lot of players playing. I think everybody's going to play a minimum of 4 games. And then you get into the quarterfinals and the medal rounds and all that. So, they'll have somebody playing in those medal round games for sure. You'll have a couple of guys who will come back a little bit early. I mean, the thing is like every team is going through the same situation, right? Every team has the same amount of time off. I think some teams have an extra day. They don't play till that Thursday when the league resumes action. You know, and it's like you kind of had a little taste of it last year with the Four Nations. It wasn't quite as long as the Olympic break is, but it was a couple of weeks, you know, as the league took a pause for the Four Nations Cup. And, you know, we've seen this in the past. I know it's been 12 years since we've seen NHL players in it, but, you know, you saw the players, they get away. The ones who aren't playing, they get away. They're probably going down to the Caribbean somewhere where it's sunny and warm, and sit on the beach for a couple of days, and just they can forget about hockey for a week or so, you know. And
that's got to be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with this schedule, it's such a condensed schedule. You know, it's going to get more condensed to March. If anybody's peeked ahead to March's schedule, it's very compact for Tampa Bay, and certainly to play 16 games in 30 days. Is what they get coming for them in March.
So good to build up a little bit of depth like they've done, right?
Yeah.
A ton of depth.
And the other thing is, too, is you get the trade deadline is going to come up almost as soon as you come back from the Olympic break, right? And Julian's been a part of Team Canada's staff as well, so he's had that on his plate, you know, as he kind of looks at his roster and what he wants to do. And that's the other thing about what this depth has done. Now, all of a sudden, maybe you have a few more trade chips that maybe you didn't have before, because I mean, one of the biggest topics that have been out there the last little while is, you know, we saw McDonough come back last night. There's a chance Hedman could play on Sunday. If not, I think he plays in at least one of the final two games before the break. You know, Lilleberg is on his recovery process. Dastu is out right now. Like, you don't have enough roster spots, let alone ice time, for all these defensemen who are, and you know, like we just mentioned, Carlisle and the contributions he's given to this team. You know, like, now what do you do with the Declan Carlisle? He would have to go through waivers if you want to send him back to Syracuse.
He won't make it through. No way.
He probably won't make it through. He's going to be a Group 6 free agent at the end of the year, which means he's not going to acquire the a certain amount of games played at the NHL level, you know, since he signed his contract coming out of college. And he won't hit that threshold. He won't get enough games, even if he plays every game the rest of the year. So he has the opportunity to be a free agent at the end of the year. So there's a good chance that, you know, you're probably not going to have him back next year, not because you don't want him, but because he sees the depth chart.
Right? And you'll want to get something for him.
Yeah, so it's opened up maybe a few more trade chips that we didn't think that might be there, you know.
Oh, dear.
Freezing.
Emergency gas. Stu has kind of done that too. You know, certainly a lot of, you know, you trade Radish, and you know, you hurt your team, right? Well, he's a UFA. His stock is never going to be higher. Yeah, but you're trying to win a Stanley Cup. And he right now gives you a better chance to win a Stanley Cup. You know, so that, like, there's a lot of interesting things to kind of keep an eye on. But the break in and of itself is going to be good for, you know, the Kucherovs, the Vasilevskis, and these players. And for the ones who are going to the Olympics, again, like Brandon Hagel in particular, he's not playing 20 minutes a night for Team Canada. You know, high intense games, I think, especially by the time you start to get to the quarterfinals. But, you know, he's not playing 20 minutes a night like he is here. You know, Anthony Cirelli, you know, might be the 13th forward on that team. So his ice time might be 7 or 8 minutes. So it's not as taxing for some of these guys that are going to play. So you know, they found a way to navigate everything this year. And this is just going to be something else that they have to navigate. And I think that they're going to be fine, because everybody's going to have the long breaks. Everybody say, hey, you're going to come back, you're going to be rusty. Well, so were 31 other teams.
All right, Double E's, great stuff, my friend. What are you looking forward to at the stadium game the most?
Just the atmosphere. That's the big thing that I remember from Nashville. Just kind of peeking my head outside and walking around the stands a couple of times, and just to hear the buzz. It's a different type of buzz than at a hockey arena. I mean, that's what I'm really looking forward to. You know, the game is going to be important. The Bruins are playing very well. You know, they're in a playoff spot. I think they won 5 or 6 in a row on their own. So the game itself should be a pretty good game, but to me, it's the atmosphere. It's the visuals. I'm looking forward to seeing that treasure map down by the rink and what that looks like from above. I mean, there's just a lot of cool things are going to take place, and you know, I'm going to try and soak it all in as well. And because you never forget your first time hosting an outdoor game, and this is going to be one of those situations, and it's going to be a lot cooler than the game in Nashville, just in terms of the atmosphere and everything else.
Oh God,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to spend a whole lot of time in the press box. I'm going to be out and about.
When it's 32 degrees out, you might think twice.
You know what? You just dress for it. You just dress for it. It's good. That makes it all the better. Makes it all the better.
It does.
All right, Double E's. I'll see you on Sunday then. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yep. Be well.
Oh, by the way, lightninginsider.com. We'll do all that for you. We got you. Lightninginsider.com, the best in the business. Just go to the website. They have $40 for the whole year. I just paid up my subscription, so it is well worth it. And not only just to get the great information, but to support great local writing that Erik does. So
by a guy who knows his stuff, by the way.
Yes, 100%. He's the best in the business. Nobody covers the team better. That's why we have him on, and he's fantastic. Understands the game, presents the game in such a great, straightforward way, and always gets nuggets that you won't find anywhere else. So lightninginsider.com is a must, an absolute must if you are a hockey fan. All right, we got a few minutes left, my friend. So let's anything else you wanted to get to, Timmy? You're sitting back there listening to all this great stuff.
No, man, I wish I could be there Sunday for the game. That's like I said, when I went to the one, you guys that are going that have never been to an outdoor game, a stadium series game, you guys are in for a treat. I went to the one here in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl a few years back. And just the NHL does it right. And when you combine the NHL's effort with the local scene there, with the Lightning and the tent in the city and Gasparilla, I can't even imagine, dude. I cannot even imagine what that thing's going to be like.
Yeah, it would be
but
nice.
You know what? You keep saying you can't believe I'm not going to be there. I guarantee you 100% if I was there by Monday, I would not remember any of it. All right. Just that's how much I would be enjoying myself.
Yeah. I'm going to take it easy on the alcohol front for sure, just because I want to remember it.
Yeah.
A Bucs Basement with a super chat, $2 says 13 doesn't return equals hatred towards the head coach skyrocketing.
Maybe.
I mean, if he doesn't return, you think and goes somewhere else, it's not all on Todd Bowles, but
80%.
And you'd have to ask Mike. I don't think it's Baker related. I can tell you that.
No.
Bell says Levante was on Kay Adams yesterday. He was making it seem like he might even come back. It's so confusing.
Why would he come back?
Levante, love you, man. You're a Hall of Famer. You don't need this. I know another 10 million would look nice in the bank account. I'm sure.
I mean, unless he's being told about some changes that are coming in the scheme and things, that might excite an older guy like that to come back. But
well, I think the question is, I don't even want to say it, but
you want
him?
Let's say he was one of the weak links, right?
I don't know.
I'm being nice, but I mean,
he looked a step slow. And, listen, number one, it depends upon who's replacing him. Now, if you're going to go out and get me a guy 8 years younger in his prime and pay some money for him in the middle of that defense, then I got to say, thanks, Levante. It's been great. And I think, listen, there are just times when everybody has to move on. Everybody has to move on. We've said it's time for Todd to do that. This team needs some injection of newness, especially on the defensive side. They need a new scheme. They need a ton of new players on that side. And I think that's just part of it. And you can't, I don't even want to say it, so I'm not gonna, but it's his decision to make. But yeah, there are teams that are moving in the right direction in that regard, and there are teams that stick around and like to play the we love our nostalgia game. I'm not into that.
Look where that's gotten the Dallas Cowboys for 30 years.
Yeah, this is not a game of the Lightning make hard decisions. Nobody wanted to see Steven Stamkos go in their heart. Nobody. Jake Gensel, Steven Stamkos, come on. Those, you don't think those are gut-wrenching decisions by JBB and Vinnick and all of them? Yes. Gut-wrenching. got to be made. You think listen? Do you think Robert Kraft really wanted to fire Mayo? No, he didn't. But he had to. When the opportunity is presented like that, when you got somebody who's more experienced and has had success and is better, I mean, you got to make hard choices if you want to win. This is sports. This is not, it's not real life. It's sport. It's sports. And if you got, and some ownership groups will make bold choices that may offend some, you'll get bad PR, but Patriots are in the Super Bowl. The Bucs missed the playoffs at 8-9 with an epic collapse.
And there you are. JP, John Hill gave us some breaking Olympics news. I saw this a little bit earlier while Eric was on. U.S. downhill skier Lindsey Vonn injured seriously in a practice run this morning. Airlift. So she apparently fell. She was holding her knee. Now she had her right knee surgically repaired in 2024. This was her left knee she was holding. She tried to ski down with the ski people. She couldn't. She collapsed a couple of times, and they had to bring the helicopter in and airlift her to the hospital. So her attempted Olympic comeback after being gone for 8 years may be done before it got started. I think a good thought for Lindsey Vonn. I've always loved her.
That sucks. What a tremendous story that was, and that comeback from. I mean, she's had horrific knee injuries, multiple.
Yeah,
and she just win a World Cup too, Race? Like she was in really good form.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal.
I blame Obama.
First Mr. Vinnick and now Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and healing vibe going out to Mr. Vinnick, man. It's
got to be gut wrenching, man.
A bad break, and no pun intended there. But
I won't do the rim shot on that. But I thought,
no, dude, please do not. But he's going to be fine, they say. But man, that just sucks. Well, hate to end this show on a downer after all the cool stuff that's going on. So we'll
blame
take
John
it
Hill.
back.
He brought it to the show.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you. Thank you guys. Sorry we couldn't get to all of your comments today. Obviously we had some great guests and plenty to talk about, but thank you guys. Listen, be safe out there, kids. Be smart. Don't do stupid shit this weekend. Be smart, bundle up, have a good time. I would do. Yeah, don't go to the Timmy School of Gasparilla, please. Be cool out there and be kind to your neighbor. Be kind to your neighbor. Don't be a dick. Just have fun out there and keep a great attitude and we'll see you Sunday. Please, if you see me walking around, because I'm going to be walking around, please come up and say hello. I really appreciate when you guys do that. Let's take a picture and all that fun stuff. Don't hesitate. Come and yell at me if you have a different opinion, whatever. It's all good. We love the interaction. So have a great weekend, everybody. God bless Tampa Bay. We just celebrate this great area that we live in and everything we're able to do. It's amazing. I know there's a lot of shit going on in the world, but compartmentalize, block it all out, and go have a good time. And we'll see you on Monday. Arrgh.